Alright, hi guys, welcome back to Jacob's Book Corner, where I'm Jacob, and today we're talking about the books I read in January. By the way, I do not have a TBR going up. I'm all against TBRs. I'll link my goal video down below in case you guys are wondering the reasons why. But other than that, I read 18 books in the month of January, which I did much better than I thought I was going to. I read a lot of shorter books, which is what makes up most of this list. And I'm kind of going away with I've been trying for the past few years now to really stop with the whole just because it's a shorter book does not mean it doesn't matter, as some books that I've read this month are shorter fiction and they're great. Some books I've read this month that are shorter fiction, they're not great, but they're still fine. And some books I read this month are not good at all. So yeah, I'm going to start with the books I don't actually physically own, except for one occasion. There's a few books, I think there's 4 books, yeah, that I don't own, but it's a part of a collection it's a series that I read this month, so that will be saved towards the end. But the first book I don't own at all is Layla by Colleen Hoover. I read this for Keats Book States Book Club. It's her monthly book club run over on her Patreon, and so I was like, okay, we'll try out another Colleen Hoover. My last experience Colleen Hoover was Verity, and I really enjoyed the beginning of Verity, but about 60% I DNF'd it because I just thought the story was going nowhere and I didn't really like it. With Layla, it was the same occasion. The premise of it is this boy and this girl, they meet at at a concert type of thing. They fall madly in love. Girl gets hurt. Girl and him go back to the place where they met. Supposedly there's a ghost. Supposedly someone might be getting possessed, but it's also a romance. It's a paranormal romance. I had a friend of mine at work very classify it that way, and I think that's a very good way to classify it. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I think maybe a 2. It's either 2 or 2.5. The story wasn't bad. I did like where it ended up. I liked how all the twists kind of worked really together in the world that they created. But I just didn't really end up caring for any of the characters by the end. And this is a really character you kind of have to care a little bit about the characters. And they do just turn so nasty by the end. I just didn't really like them. So yeah, that's Layla. This one I'm talking about is Red, White, and Royal Blue. This one will have a video coming out in February where I talk about it in minor detail, to the point where I'm just like, should I cancel the video? I'm going to post it because I read books for it, but I gotta do better with updating you guys and like my full thoughts and opinion. Red, White, and Royal Blue happened to be my 3rd time reading it, and I still love it. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. Casey McClussen's book is one of my top anticipated books and will be on my my quarterly TBR for sure for the month it comes out, and I cannot wait to fully talk about that with you as I read it. But with Red, White, and Royal Blue, I also very much enjoyed. This follows the Prince of Wales and the President's son as they fall in love over the course of like 2 years, I think it is what it is. And it's great, and I love it, and I highly recommend it to anybody who wants to read it. Then I read They Both Die at the End by Adam Severa, which follows a world where you basically get a text message, no, you get a call from these people called Deathcast, and they call you and they tell you if you're gonna die, and and basically you have a whole day of trying to survive, even knowing that you're going to die at the end. It's about these 2 boys who find an unlikely friendship, is how I'm going to do it. It's very sad, but it's very good. This is one of the first Adam Severa books that I've truly enjoyed, and I really liked his writing here. I've not really liked his writing in the past in most places, and so I will be picking up more of his books as I don't have like an even spread. Like for instance, I'm picking up the 2nd book in his young adult fantasy series, because I don't like fantasy, but we're doing it anyways. Then I read my own book, Broken Boys, which I'm going to link down below my book writing video, so if you guys want to check that out. Don't really know if the order of these are going to go up. It could be up already, or I could wait until February to post it. I have a book writing video talking about my experience while rereading Broken Boys. It was a tumultuous experience, and better, I guess? I'm not really sure. I have lots of thoughts and opinions on it. I don't rate that. I read Ghost Boys by Joel Parker Rhodes, which was phenomenal. This is about a little boy who gets shot, and then he comes back as a ghost, and you get to experience a lot of different things. It made me cry. It was very emotional. It was very upsetting, but it was also such a phenomenal. It had a great voice to it. The characters were really well done, and it was really easy to read, and so I'd really recommend this to anybody. I'd also recommend this to a lot of middle grade people. This is what it was written for. It's a middle grade novel, because I think the language here is very adaptable, and you get to learn a lot about Black history and stuff. I just really read, I think this is by far one of my favorite books I read Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. I'll have more thoughts and opinions on that in my quarterly TBR video, which go up in like May. But for my initial, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I think his mom, Maverick's mom, this follows Maverick, which is the dad of Star from Hate U Give. As he's 17, he is a thug, a child, and having to change his life around based on this child. The characters themselves were fine. Some of them were really, really strong in voices. It wasn't my favorite. I also had problems with the narrator. I think the narrator, one, spoke very nicely and all the emotions felt like they really came out of him. But it made the character of Maverick feel like he's like older. And so I didn't really think that was the purpose of this book. And so I didn't take points away from it since it's not the book's fault. But yeah, I really liked it. I do recommend it. I read Stephen King's The Shining. I read this for, I don't know what their book called. Noel's, Joel, and Elias's book club. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I did not like it. This is my 4th attempt reading The Shining. This is the first attempt where I read it completely through. And for instance, for certain people, this is like Holy Grail. And for me, I just felt like it was really long, and I didn't really like a lot of the different themes throughout the book. I also didn't really, I don't know, I'm not a huge Stephen King writing fan, and I think for a book like this, you kind of have to be somewhat invested. I think the characters were fine. I was very curious about some of them, and obviously I kind of knew where the story was going and stuff. I'm much more excited to read Misery, which is another book I'm picking up, I think, next month from him. And so I think we're just going to read a Stephen King a month. Why not? Why not? Until I like truly can say I don't like him or I like him. So yeah, this is my 5th or 6th Stephen King, and basically all of them get like a 3. So he got that going for him. Check, please. Hashtag hockey. There you go. This follows 2 boys who join the same hockey team. So it's like a junior figure, that's what it is. Junior figure skater. The place he ends up moving to does not have figure skating, and so he joins hockey. And the boy that falls in love with him, who's also on the hockey team, it's adorable. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I just really, really liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was really nice. I thought the story was really nice. And I thought the love story in between of it really, really good as well. I'm really excited to continue on with this one. This was really good. Next 2, I'm not going to really tell you anything about, just know that I did read them. And that is Mapping the Interior and the Night of the Mannequin by Stephen Graham Jones. These are both short collections, are both under 100 pages in or a little bit over. They're both 4 stars for me. I thoroughly enjoyed them. I thought they were really, really phenomenal. Actually, I think I enjoyed Night of the Mannequin more. I think this might have been a 5, but this is a 4. I can't remember. But they're both really, really good. I highly recommend them if you've never read them before. Yeah. I don't want to tell you anything about them because they're short. How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black was another book that I read. And I gave this one, I think it was like a 3? Could have been a 4. To be honest with you, Goodreads would know. You know what I mean? Goodreads knows. Check my Goodreads. I also, once again, I liked it. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was horrible. It's in between. There's some stories in here, or the story is kind of set after Queen of Nothing, but it's also not. It's a mixed bag here. And I thought it was fine. I don't really like Carden as a character, and so it makes it harder for me to read a whole story about him, but I did it anyways, and I'm happy I did it. And yeah. And then I read the entirety of The Wayward Children's, or what's out now, which is Every Horror Doorway. Every Horror Door, I'm not talking in great lengths here, as I will have a full spoiler/non-spoiler review going up over the 6 books that are out currently. I chose a series that I didn't realize wasn't finished. So that's my fault, but I already filmed all of it, and it's going to go up this month, so don't worry about that. I think it's either this month or March. I have to catch up all of my Shadowhunter content before I can start posting other reviews. Sorry about that, guys. So we'll see what the content looks like for the month of February. Either way, for this particular books and things, Every Horror Doorway, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Down Among Sticks and Bones, 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, Beneath the Sugary Sky, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Then we have An Absent Dream, which I gave, oh my gosh, I gave it a 2 or a 3? It's a 2 or a 3 out of 5 stars. Come Tumbling Down, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And then we also have Across the Green Fields, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. If you guys were picking up what I was putting down, you guys can probably pick out my favorites in there. Some of them are better written than others. Some of them I really like. But those are the 18 books I read in the month of January. What were the 18 books that you... What were you... Maybe you didn't read 18. What were the books you read? Tell me about them in the comments. I'm sorry. If you guys like this video, please maybe give a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. Hit subscribe. I'll see you all next time for another beautiful video. Thank you for watching.